Hello and welcome to a modern video. My name's Kelly, guys. I'm here to bring you a video on Red-Green Breach Storm. So this deck is going to work with Anarchomancer, which says red and green spells you cast cost one less to cast. And we're going to combine it with Dragon Rage Channeler to surveil a bunch of cards into our graveyard, use Underworld Breach, and then we're going to cast them all back and eventually use Grape Shot to kill our opponent. And if the Grape Shot doesn't work, we also have Wish to get a card from our sideboard for our Empty the Warrens or another copy of Grape Shot. We also have a Galvanic Relay over here in the sideboard. So the main deck is pretty straightforward. Get your Anarchomancer or your Dragon Rage Channeler on the battlefield, start casting spells, kill your opponent. We're also playing 4 Baubles, 4 Abundant Harvest so that we can go down on lands here. And we're going to play Galvanic Relay in the main deck, which is awesome against blue, where you can exile the top card of your library and cast it during your next turn. And then we have 2 Reckless Impulse and 2 March of Reckless Joy as draw spells. It's a split because Reckless Impulse or Joy can be good in different situations. The deck is really straightforward. We're just going to try to storm our opponents to death. Moving onto the sideboard, we have a Shattering Spree, Grape Shot, Galvanic Relay, and Magus to get with the Wish. We also have 1 Beseiju to get with Wish. We have 3 Veil of Summers in the sideboard, 2 Nature's Claims, and 2 Engineering Explosives. If you want to check out more on this deck, you can check out Caleb Shearer. He's the one that created this specific list that I'm using. And then as well, aspiringspike was the one to kind of popularize this Breach version of this deck. Bryant Cook was also playing a lot of Gruul Storm for a while that did not include Breach, but now he's playing a lot of that as well. So you can check out those channels if you want to get more information. If you like Pauper, check out the rest of my videos that have bunch of different combo decks in Pauper, so it'd be nice to get some more people into that format too. I'm branching out into other Eternal formats, and we're going to bring you more videos. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you're enjoying this, and we'll see more videos in the future, and I'll see you in the matches. We're on the draw. We're going to reveal our Gigantha and see what our opponent's up to. Looks like they are on no companion. We have the Underworld Breach in hand, so it's a payoff that we like. We have the Bauble as well, so I'm going to keep this hand, lead on Bloodstained Bauble, and see what I want. See whether I want to keep the top card. Probably lead on Strike It Rich for turn 1. We don't have any card draw, though. And they're in a Bloodstained Mire, so it could be a Thoughtseize deck. Find the Anarchomancer. That makes me want to definitely pop off the Strike It Rich. We're going to Bauble ourselves, see what's on top. Strike It Rich. I don't want that. So I'm going to fetch. The reason I don't want that is I already have a lot of mana producers. And what I'm looking for is some sort of card draw payoff. Play Strike It Rich. So if I find a Wish, I can go Anarchomancer, Pyretic Ritual, Breach, Ritual, Relay, or Wish Relay. Let's see what they're on. They're going to fetch right now. Okay, they get, what is this, a Xander's Lounge? So maybe it's Creativity. We draw another card, so we get another land, which isn't the greatest. So they have Island Swamp, this Island Swamp Mountain. So they could have a Spell Pierce here, or a Bolt. And they pass without fetching. Another Mancer. I think I'm going to play out one and pass, since we have the second one in hand already. Our opponent bolts the Anarchomancer. Not unexpected. They're going to have 5 cards in hand for the next turn. They're likely going to fetch another Triome. Nope, they decide to not fetch, so they're probably trying to draw land. They play out a second Bloodstained Mire and pass. Okay. So we're in a situation, we drew this Desperate Ritual. We don't have any payoffs. We could cast a Strike It Rich right now, but that doesn't do very much. We could also Ritual a bunch and then Mishra's Bauble twice. Could Value Breach one, but just drawing 1 card doesn't seem that great. I'm just going to play this tapped and pass. We really would like to find a Reckless Impulse, March, or a Relay, or a Wish. Anything that can get us some value. Seems like Creativity to me. So let's see if they go for it on their turn, and then we discard a Pyretic Ritual and then try to try to go off. We still have to draw a draw spell. Okay, so this is probably Prismari command. They're gonna target player creates a treasure token, draw 2 cards. So they'll likely have the Archon on their turn. They put 2 Archons into the graveyard. Okay, so this is a persist version of the list. Swamp, they could persist it right now. They get the Dwarven Mine, so they seems like they have creativity in hand. I'm pretty dead unless I draw something that can draw cards, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to actually accomplish anything on my next turn. They creativity their treasure token. We'll discard a ritual. Alright, what do we draw? Something good? Another breach. 2, 3, 1. So they're going to attack us down 7, plus 3 damage, plus draw a card. I guess we just, like, play Anarchomancer, or just play Breach, Ritual, Breach, discard the Ritual next turn, we have the Breach. Then we can go Bobble Bobble. Because there's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. I guess I'm just going to Ritual twice. Breach. Bobble. Exile some cards. Bobble you. They have Lightning Bolt? Okay. Let's just concede. Draw some cards. Okay, what we needed there was to just have more in hand. So, Veil of Summer, I guess. We can get rid of, maybe Tremor Relay, Tremor March, Tremor Strike It Rich, Tremor March. Let's pass, or let's go with that. It's not very good overall. We could engineer explosives on 0 to get rid of their things that they're gonna shoot. Maybe that's a good idea. Bring those in. Get rid of the Strike Your Riches. Submit it like that. That way we can kill their tokens. We're on the play. Get the Elk. Okay. Channeler is a good start. Keep. I think I'm going to fetch Shock. Once they have the actual pressure, we're pretty much dead no matter what, so let's play out the Channeler. Pass. The Reckless Impulse we're going to be able to use with a bunch of card selection from the Dragon's Rage Channeler. Let's see if they just lead on Bolt. Nothing. Okay. Play land. They're going to Bolt right now? No. Okay. Land. Cast the Reckless Impulse. We get to do our surveilling. I'm going to put that on top. And hopefully draw another land. We draw a Ritual. Attack. They get a Triome, which is their Mirror's Garden. So, red, green, white. Naya Triome. Alright. So now they have a mountain as well. Ren at 6. They can probably ping this now. Is that what you're going to do? I'm looking for a land off the top. I find engineered explosives, which is not very good. I think I'm going to play out the Anarchomancer. And then explosives on 0. That probably doesn't matter right now, does it? Whatever, let's get onto the battlefield. Pass. Pass again. So if the Anarchomancer lives, we get to go and do a bunch of stuff. Because we can Ritual, Breach, Channeler, Reckless Impulse. I did not bring in the empties. So if we can chain a bunch of spells, we can empty. Alright, what are you going to do with your 3 mana here? They kill my creature and the... Man, brutal. Okay, we're going to lead on Reckless Impulse. We find a Channeler. Okay. Might have wanted to get a red-green there, but that's fine, I think. So any other land that we get with the Abundant Harvest will be red-green. Because we have no more mountains to just get off the top. We only have fetches left. And now they're going to put an Archon into play and kill us. Dang. Yep. So we have to discard a card and sacrifice a creature. 3. Alright. I don't know if there's anything I can do here. Let's go for grab a land. Play the land. Green. Yes. Desperate Ritual. Try to breach. And then Ritual again. We can play Channeler. And then Ritual will cost 2 from the graveyard. Channeler. Play Ritual. Oh man. GG. Match 2, let's bounce back. We're gonna get some good games in, I swear. Okay. Anarchomancer Harvest. We have a Bauble. I'm gonna keep this. Bauble ourselves to start. See if we like the top card. Okay, what do we have? Bloodstained Mire, which we don't want. So we're going to Arid Mesa. Fetch. Yes. We're going to harvest for a non-land. And pass. Okay. Galvanic Relay is pretty good. We get to draw a card now. Pass. Ooh, we draw Morphos. Alright, alright. They play an Urza Saga. And a Springleaf Drum. So we're going to go ahead and play the Anarchomancer, I think. They know we have the relay. Okay, our turn. Oh, that's sick. Okay. Grab a mountain. So we're going to go Pyretic, Desperate Ritual, Morphos, red, green, green, red. Play the Mancer. Play the Morphos for red, green, and Galvanic Relay. Pass. Let's see what we get. Bauble, Ritual, Harvest, Wish, Mancer. Okay. Alright, our opponent's Saga is ticking up. We had a pretty good turn too, though. This may be Hammer. I don't know what's going on. They get up Plains. Now it's our turn. Diddle it. Okay. We have a Strike It Rich that we can use to filter mana. So I think I'm going to lead on Channeler, then Ritual, Strike It Rich, put on into your graveyard. Let's Bauble. I'm looking for a Breach now. Let's graveyard that. What do we find? Land. Play this land, yes. We're going to go ahead and cast the Strike It Rich. Bottom. Graveyard that. We still don't have anything going on. So let's go for green. Play Harvest for non-land. Put that in the graveyard. Non-land. We find a relay. So we can wish for something. Or we can just Grape Shot into relay. Or we can Anarchomancer into relay. Let's Anarchomancer into relay. Hopefully they don't kill us. So we get 7 more cards. Let's graveyard that. Pass. So they can make a construct right now, so I don't want to attack. Find Grape Shot. I think we're going to be able to win next turn if we don't die. And we have a flying blocker. So I think we're okay. Double Breach in the relay pile. Our opponent's going to make a construct. We're going to lose our wish. Alright, they have a 3/3 construct. We get to draw a card off the Bauble trigger. We get a March of Reckless Joy, which is good. Although, pretty much just for 1 mana here, we're going to draw 2 cards. They are going to maybe get a Relic, which would be bad. Although we have double Grape Shot and a relay. Okay, they scooped. So we want the Nature's Claim and the Shattering Spree. And we can get rid of... So we want the Magus too, maybe? Oh, no, wait, that's a wish target. Let's get rid of the Marches. And get rid of... Let's see, what's a slow card? 1 Pyretic Ritual or 1 Wish? Maybe just 1 relay. Let's get rid of Pyretic Ritual. The idea here is to try to maintain speed while having a little bit of disruption for them. But we can't keep this hand. I guess if we draw a land off the top, it's good. But I don't think we're going to be able to. So we're going to mulligan. Okay, that's pretty good. We can put back land. Lead on Channeler. Okay, they mulliganed to 5. I think we want to go with lead on Channeler. Land. Yes. Play this Channeler. Let's Bauble so we can get some value here. Top that. See what they're going to draw. Oh no, never mind. They didn't fetch yet. So let's see if they keep the Urza Saga. They're not. I messed up. So you want to use the bauble trigger on your opponent's upkeep because they're going to fetch. We get to draw a card. So we have an Anarchomancer and Dragon Rage Channeler, so we're going to be able to do a lot of stuff. They are on blue-white hammer, it looks like. 2 mana. This is going to be that Sanctifier, Stoneforge Mystic. So they're going to grab the hammer here. Yep. And we're going to play out our Anarchomancer and pass. So we can use the Pyretic Rituals to try to dig, and with the Dragon Rage Channeler, they play a Pure Steel Paladin, so they have the hammer in hand. They can't really attack us. They can't cast the hammer this turn. Find a Shattering Spree, which doesn't do very much. I'm going to grab Stomping Ground, untapped, cast an Abundant Harvest, looking for something good. We could Pyretic Ritual beforehand. I don't think that's very safe. Maybe it's worth it. Pyretic Ritual, looking for Breach. Okay, bottom that. Abundant Harvest. We're going to go with non-land. Put that into your graveyard. Okay, non-land, looking for a Breach. Just find a Channeler. Okay, so we'll play the Channeler. Pass. They're going to take 3 from our Channeler. And still looking for Breach. We have the Shattering Spree to deal with a bunch of their artifacts, though. They played an Ornithopter. They play Colossus Hammer. We can already destroy 3 artifacts on our turn. So what they probably want to do is play another hammer here and then attack for 20. And we'll have to block with the Dragon Rage Channeler, and then we can just kill the hammers. Well, if they have another hammer in their hand, they can use the Stoneforge Mystic to play it, or this. I guess if they just use the regular land to play it, then they can attack for 20, and we're going to be taking at least 11. 2 mana for Stoneforge. So I think at minimum we're going to kill both their artifacts here. They get another hammer. Let's Tarn for another mountain. Stomping Ground. Okay, put that into battlefield tapped. We're going to get rid of these 2. Replicate this once. There we go. I thought I'd already paid the mana. Galvanic Relay is a pretty good card, but it's slow. So let's bottom it. Strike it rich. Graveyard. So we're going to put the other one at the Ornithopter. Get rid of 2 artifacts. You get hit for 6. And then I'm going to Pyretic Ritual. We'll keep that on top and strike it rich right now. Pass. So next turn we have Strike It Rich, double Surveil to look for a Breach, and then hopefully go off from there. Okay, our opponent's going to play out another hammer. They can't equip it. Oh, they do get to draw a card though. If they can somehow equip the hammer right now, we're pretty dead. Because I need the Anarchomancer to live. Although we'll have 5 mana on our turn. We have no more fetchables since the mountain's in the graveyard. Our opponent's tapping. They exile something, so they're going to march my Anarchomancer. That's not good. They march one of my Dragon Rage Channelers. Okay. Not as bad. So we'll cast the Reckless Impulse. We get 1 Surveil. We're going to bottom that, or graveyard that. We get a Anarchomancer and a Wish. It's in the sideboard. Well, we can Grapeshot all their creatures. We can play, maybe not. Or we can wish for... We can play on our Anarchomancer. Red, green. Wish costs 1. So we'll cast that. Cast the Wish. Put it into your graveyard. Now the question is, do I take a risk or simply grab the Grape Shot here? Probably better to Grape Shot them. Grape Shot this. So we're going to get the Pure Steel Paladin off the table. And one of the... Okay, put that on top for sure. Same targets. And then kill a Stoneforge. You take 3. And I guess we win. That's weird. Let's see in the next match. Alright, we're here in round 3. Grab our Elk. We're versus Spilar. And what do we do? It's not the worst hand, I think. We have March of Reckless Joy to give us a little bit of extra cards, so I'm going to keep it on the draw. We can go turn 1 Stomping Ground, Strike It Rich, maybe? We have a Grape Shot if we need. So if we draw a Relay, we can draw 4 cards with it. Fill up the graveyard a little bit. That'd be nice. Our opponent's going to lead on a Mountain into a Dragon's Rage Channeler. So they could be doing all sorts of things. Bobble. Let's see what they put into the graveyard, and if they do. Nothing. Okay. They bobble us to see what we're up to. And we'll find out what they see that we drew. Okay, now our opponent gets to draw a card. We find a Breach. Interesting. We're just going to lead on Mountain into Strike It Rich. They have one. They're very far from Delirium with only 1 artifact in the graveyard. So it's their turn and they get to do whatever they want. Arid Mesa. I'm just going to F6 here. Blue, red. So it's a Delver. Okay, it's a Prowess deck. Okay, we can just Grape Shot their board. As long as they don't have mutagenic, it will work out for us. Looking for an Anarchomancer, actually. Find a Bloodstained Mire. Let's fetch the other mountain. Go Pyretic Ritual, Metamorphose, green, red. We find a Bauble. So this is enough Storm to kill all their creatures. Prismatic Ending. Interesting. So it's a Jeskai Prowess deck. I don't think it makes a difference if we Underworld Breach and then everything, so I'm just gonna kill other creatures right now and let the mana go away. So now we get to draw a card off the Bauble. We draw an Abundant Harvest, so we can use that for a non-land. Opponent casts Expressive Iteration. So they're looking for some threats. They just go ahead and scoop it up because we cleared their board. Okay, that's nice for us. So obviously Grape Shotting them out was good. Empty the Warrens might be good. Engineered Explosives could be good if they're on 1-drops. I haven't seen this deck very much. Alright, I think I'm going to bring in the Explosives because it can deal with Relic as well. Alright, so what do we want to get rid of? Grape Shot. In 1. So we're bringing in more threats. Cut down on Strike It Riches. And 1 March. Let's choose our Elk over here. Open up this. So we open up a no-lander, unfortunately. Mulligan. No-lander again. And now we do have 1 land. Okay. So we're keeping. Guess we're going to get rid of the Anarchomancers because, well, what's the... We need to get rid of 2 cards. So Ritual Anarchomancer. And then we can use the Bauble to look for a land. We can use the Reckless Impulse as well. And then hopefully go off from there. Maybe they'll tap out and then we can use the Anarchomancer and go off. Alright. So we're going to Bauble ourselves once they give us the priority. Okay, Bobbling ourselves now. Underworld Breach on top. Okay, we'll keep that, play the Mire, pass the turn. And then we'll go ahead and fetch a Stomping Ground so that on our turn we can Abundant Harvest for a land. We could be dead pretty quick though. They're going to slam in. Right now it's just 2 damage. Okay, we take 2. That's not that big of a deal, but it's representing a lot of damage off Prowess for sure. Okay, we get the Stomping Ground. Draw. Relay. So we're going to harvest for a land. Spell Pierce here would screw me up. Oh, no. Dang it. Okay, so now it's our turn to concede. Draw some cards. I didn't consider that. We don't get to see our top of our deck either. Alright, Spell Pierce, you say? So if we just take out everything we wanted to wish for, bring them all in, looks like they're not going to be playing anything to interact with us. So let's just bring in the Strike It Riches. Then let's just get rid of this March, more Strike It Riches. And we'll just try to have a baller opener hand where we just explode. Yes, we would like to play first. Use our elk again. Okay, this is very good. Keep. We're likely going to have to fetch shock regardless, it seems, unless we want to take a turn off. But I want to use the value from the channeler. Our opponent mulligans to 5 so far. So I think I'm going to grab a Stomping Ground and play the channeler, play the bauble. Okay, Stomping Ground and play. We go ahead and play the channeler and bauble. So we get to surveil. Another Anarchomancer. I'll keep that on top, and then that'll make it so that we can play out one, and then they have to bolt it. There's a Spell Pierce. Kind of as expected, I guess. So we get to draw a card. We draw our Anarchomancer. Opponent's turn. Let's see if they leave up Spell Pierce. What? Okay, they play their Arid Mesa out. They're going to fetch a Mountain. Steam Vents, though. And bolt our... Oh, just play their own channeler. Play a bauble. They bauble themselves. And pass. So then now they get to draw a card off of their bauble. We get to draw into a relay. Let's play the Mancer. Grab a Mountain. I'm not going to attack because I really want this channeler to live. If they don't kill my creatures, what I think I'm going to do is lead on the Underworld Breach. See if they Spell Pierce it, and then I can respond with a Pyretic Ritual. And really get him. Okay, I guess the first thing to do is grab a land with the Abundant Harvest. We're just trying to make them use their Spell Pierce, and they do. So now we're going to Pyretic Ritual. Put on to your graveyard. Just try to bin everything. Okay, they counter that. We're going to pay. We'll put that into the graveyard. Abundant Harvest for a land. Grab the Mountain. Play Breach. Graveyard everything. Just trying to build up the graveyard here. Pyretic Ritual. Get rid of some lands. Graveyard. And then we can, let's see. We have 3 mana. This will put us to 5 mana. So let's Ritual again. Harvest, harvest. Bauble. I guess it'd give me relay since we can relay from hand first. Graveyard. So now we can cast one more spell from the graveyard. If we cast Strike It Rich, we can cast the Anarchomancer. Let's cast Strike It Rich. Escape. Dude. Done. Okay, let's graveyard that and see if we can... Let's see. This is 1, 2, 3. Well, let's graveyard it anyway. Now we can cast the Anarchomancer. Cast Galvanic Relay. Graveyard. Now what do we want to do? Do we want to have a million cards, or do we want to have power enough to end the game? Let's see. We draw 1, 2, 3, 4. An Underworld Breach, some Strike It Riches. Oh no, Pyretic. I'm not really sure exactly what we drew. Grape Shot over here. Breach. So now I'm trying to decide if I want to have 20 power from goblins or a lot of cards. And I really like the cards, but I think the best play is to get the goblins into the battlefield. I don't know if they're going to have a sweeper, so let's just make 20 goblins. Graveyard that. Pass. Can you deal? Now we can't attack because their card is a 3/3. And we win. Okay. I would definitely have rather had all the cards. Nice turn 3 for us. On to the next one. Round 4, grabbing our elk. We're versus Spezzagetti. Spezzagetti. Okay. We have potential turn 2 Anarchomancer off of Strike It Rich, or we can go Channeler into Bauble looking for a land. Let's do that. We have March, we have Wish. Lots of stuff going on, so if the opponent doesn't interact with us, we can go off pretty hard. Probably want to go land into Bauble, land Channeler Bauble, start filling the graveyard. Then the next turn, hopefully, we're looking for that second land. And playing Strike It Rich, and then turn 3, we can Anarchomancer into going off. They play Giver of Runes, it's a slow clock. Maybe a Hammer deck. Play out the Bauble. Another Bauble, so let's just start graveyarding things, looking for lands. See what they're on. Esper Sentinel, so it does appear to be Hammer. We did not draw a land. Let's see if we draw the second land. We're going to have to strike it rich and let the opponent have a card because we really need the mana. Okay, we find a second land. Alright, so I'll pay 2, strike it rich. We will pay the tax for sure, yes. Strike it rich is going to resolve. Abundant Harvest. I'm going to go ahead and just graveyard that and pass. So now on my turn, assuming they don't have a Spell Pierce, I can Anarchomancer into Desperate Ritual, Manamorphose, potentially cast the March, and cast Wish for Relay, or cast Wish for something else. They are playing blue, so they could have a Spell Pierce as well. Let's see if our opponent's going to do stuff. They tap their blue land for Stoneforge Mystic. Okay. It's going to happen now. See, the one thing is that this Wish can't get an Underworld Breach, because I don't have Underworld Breach in the sideboard. They are going to be able to draw 1 card off of their Esper Sentinel. Okay, Wooded Foothills. I still think it's probably worth giving them the card. Go Anarchomancer. Desperate Ritual. No. Put, So, let's see. If I put this on top, I'll have a ton of mana. But I really want the Underworld Breach. I think I'm going to keep it on top anyway. That way I can use the March. Manamorphose. Put it on top. Probably should have led on the Manamorphose then. Green, red. Cast the Desperate Ritual. Reckless Impulse. Put it on top. Let's march. So we're going to draw the Reckless Impulse. And a Pyretic Ritual. Pyretic Ritual first to see what's on top. We'll graveyard the land. Cast the Reckless Impulse. Graveyard the land. Let's draw 2 cards. We've drawn the Underworld Breach and the Grape Shot, so it's just GG. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Okay. Graveyard. Let's go ahead and Morphose for some cards. Just get rid of some random nonsense. Bottom. Let's graveyard. Try to fill up our hand a little bit. I always have double Grape Shot, win the game. But I want more land. I want more cards in my hand. Draw some cards with that. Desperate Ritual. Graveyard. And then we'll just kill you. Send. Nice turn 3. Grape Shot them out. Okay, we'll let those copies resolve. And then we get to go ahead and Grape Shot from either hand or the graveyard. Easy. Now, they're going to have a lot of ways to deal with our stuff. We likely want to just try to go around what they're doing. So we'll bring in the Engineered Explosives. Get rid of a Breach. Bring in the Grape Shot and the Relay. So I think I want to try and go over the top of them, like go faster. So maybe we just get rid of this Engineered Explosives. So we have the Relay. Maybe the March didn't do super hot for us, so let's just cut one of those. And we're going to ignore what their plan is and try to go off early. We have 3 Grape Shots and 2 Empty the Warrens to have win conditions with. And if they don't happen to have Graveyard Hate, then we're good. Alright, well, we drew Channeler and Bauble. That's pretty nice. Keep. And the Breach. We have all the goods. Our opponent leads on Seachrome Coast. And Giver of Runes. Okay, I thought it was Esper Sentinel for a second there. Stomping Ground. Let's play the Channeler and the Bauble. Let's top that. Pass. Oops. I forgot to use the Bauble. Bauble you. Land. For some, yeah, I had thought that the Bauble's doing stuff. They have Sigarda's Aid, so they could have the hammer right now. I'm gonna attempt to not block. We have a Shadow Spear. That's gonna gain them a lot of life. We get to draw a card. Empty the Warrens. We knew we were drawing to Empty the Warrens anyway. Fortunately, can't really do anything now. So play this tapped and attack. They're gonna be able to get the hammer on the next turn. So pretty much the only way for us to win here is to draw the Anarchomancer. Because although they can't give their own creature lifelink or protection, Manamorphose is good. So let's Arid Mesa lead on the Desperate Ritual. So this will at least give us enough to empty. Trying to find the Anarchomancer. I'm gonna graveyard the relay even though I want it. Red, red, I guess. Nothing. So let's play the Breach. Start bottoming cards. Or graveyarding everything. Desperate Ritual. Get rid of some lands. Alright, well, we could have maybe done this post combat so we would have a 3-3. So we don't. Let's Desperate Ritual again. Then I would like to use the Manamorphose. Okay, Manamorphose gets a Channeler, so we're going to have to graveyard that. We're going to go red-green. We have a Pyretic Ritual. Graveyard. Can we make enough Storm to win? 7. Well, we can Pyretic Ritual again from the graveyard, and then kill their Giver of Runes, and then empty the Warrens. But they're going to be racing us with their giant construct. Maybe the first thing to do is to Grape Shot this. 1, 2, 3. Rest over here. So now that Grape Shot's resolving, we can Pyretic Ritual. Maybe we could have triple Grape Shotted. Just gonna Pyretic Ritual again. Although maybe I should Manamorphose. This is really tough. If I Morphose, I get another card. Let's Morphose. Get rid of these. Put on top. That way we get more Gobos. Morphose again. Graveyard. Well, so if I graveyard that, I'll have 24 goblins. And if I strike it rich right now, I'll have 26. Still gonna graveyard it. Red, red. March of Reckless Joy, we can't really use, so let's just jam the goblins now. Okay, now we have a ton of Empty the Warrens goblins. And if they hammer up, we can just block with everything. Got rid of the Giver of Runes. We might be able to win. We can refill with the March. I think we still have one fetchable left with the Mountain as well. So our opponent is slowly but surely letting the Goblin tokens resolve. I think they're waiting to make a construct. We get 24 goblins. I believe we already got rid of one Underworld Breach. We did. So we only have one left in the deck. Because we left the Wishes in. We're not going to attack. Due to the possibility of a token. But now our Channeler is a 3-3. And they didn't make a token. So they just misplayed, I guess. They are now going to get the hammer, but... Or what could they get? Nothing. Okay, so that was just overwhelming value for them. They couldn't handle it. It's fine. On to match 5. Match 5, we're versus JMM. We're going to try to hit a 4-1 here. We got the Elk. We're on the draw. We find a Dragon's Rage Channeler off the top in our opening hand, which is awesome. And we'll probably just lead on Channeler and then turn to Reckless Impulse. Gonna have to fetch Shock, most likely. They have a Ragavan. So we're gonna go land Channeler. Pass. I'm just gonna block. Easy day. They could have a second Ragavan, it's fine. If they have a second Ragavan, I'll just Grape Shot it. Plays a Ledger Shredder. And shreds. So anyway, I started shredding. They put a Croxa in the graveyard, which is scary. We have an Anarchomancer. So I guess we just play that out and see if they don't have removal. Because if they don't have removal, then our Anarchomancer is going to go off. So yes. If they do have removal, then we can Reckless Impulse and try to go do more stuff later. They only have 3 cards in hand, though. But they are going to go to 5 with the Bauble. Pass. They bobble us. They're going to go to 5 cards in hand. The Croxa still takes 4 mana to play from the graveyard. Alright. 2 mana for an Expressive Iteration. Another Ledger Shredder. They shock in a land and bolt the Anarchomancer. So they get to double shred. They put a Ragavan in the graveyard. I think I just Reckless Impulse here. Or I could Desperate Ritual, strike it, Rich Reckless Impulse, but I don't think that's the better option. Okay, we can get a land with the Abundant Harvest and then Reckless Impulse. Okay. Grab the mountain so we don't take too much damage. Cast this Reckless Impulse. They get to shred some more. So we're going to be taking close to lethal damage on the next turn. But we have to keep advancing our game plan. Do they shred? So much card selection for them, just from us playing the game. They're discarding a Bolt. Discarding a Bauble. They're just making their shredders huge. They have 7 power in the table. They cast an Expressive Iteration. So 1 Lightning Bolt won't kill us. But they're probably trying to find some ways to interrupt us. Plays Inquisition. So here, I think they take the Breach. If we rip another Breach, they're probably dead, though. We're going to be taking 9. They take the Pyretic Ritual, so they must have a Spell Pierce in hand. We're going to lean on Manamorphose. Well, yeah. Spell Pierce and it's over. They already binned 1 Spell Pierce. If we find a Ritual or a land, we can win, but we would die to a Lightning Bolt. They've already been 2 Lightning Bolts, so it seems unlikely that they'll have the 3rd, but it's possible. They have 2 cards in hand. They're thinking this one through really hard, so it makes me think that they have the Spell Pierce in hand. Okay, they're fetching. They're going to Spell Pierce us and we're just going to die. It's fine. Okay, Stubborn Denial. Concede. Do-do-do, Alright, I guess we need the Veil of Summers. Empty the Warrens is going to be really good against this deck as well. So, Empty the Warrens, Veil of Summer. Get rid of the March Wish. Bring in the Relay. I'm trying to think about what else I want to cut. I guess it's going to be the Strike at Riches. Although I really like those for accelerating us and for filtering. We're going to cut 1 Strike at Rich, 1 Anarchomancer. We would like to play first. Get our Elk. Alright, so we have a turn 2 big Empty the Warrens. We're going to keep. And we're just going to Bloodstained Mire into Bauble, looking for a land. We'll use it for this, like, weird scry Bauble trick. Bauble ourselves. We see a Manamorphose, so we're going to fetch that away. We get to draw a card on their upkeep. We find a Strike at Rich. So if we find a land and they play a tap land, then we can make 8 goblins. Looks like our opponent's going to... Okay, they are fetching. Are they going to Inquisition? Yes. So if they Inquisition the Breach, then we can Ritual off and play the Empty. If they Inquisition the Empty, then we can Ritual off Breach into Ritual off into Empty. So either way, if we draw a land, we're going to have a big Empty the Warrens right here. They take a Ritual. Okay, that makes sense. We cast Strike at Rich and pass. Once again, we have the 4 mana available. They play now Spellbomb. Play a land. I could have a Spell Pierce or something now. A Dragon Rage Channeler. We have a 3/3. I did not want to jam my cards into potential Spell Pierce or Stubborn Denial. Heretic Ritual was not something I considered that they would take, but that was a good pick. So this is like a Death Shadow Grixis generic Ragavan deck. What? It appears they have made mistakes. Oh, they get rid of our graveyard that way. Could have done it a different way as well. So we're going to harvest for land. Pass. They could have also Spellbombed us and then Unholy Heated, but I guess Unholy Heat was a shock no matter what. They cast an Expressive Iteration. We now have enough mana to Ritual Breach, Ritual Warrens. Or Empty. Find the Death Shadow now. Play it out. And it's dead. I don't... Whoops. That was a whoops. Let's Manamorphose first in case we draw an Anarchomancer. Red, green. Pyretic Ritual. Underworld Breach. Play the Channeler. No, I can't do that. display out the Pyretic Ritual, leaving the Manamorphose, and go ahead and cast the empty for 5. Boink. We win! Okay. That seemed fine. We did not necessarily need the Anarchomancer there, so that was good. And anything else? Maybe just having mana on the table is better than a single Pyretic. I would like to open a... So the optimal hand here would be that they don't discard us turn 1. So I guess since we're on the draw, it doesn't really matter. Like Veil of Summer can't be held up turn 1. Okay, this is really good, I think. Keep. We're going to make land drops with the Abundant Harvests. And then we have the Relay for a refill. Off the Pyretic Ritual Manamorphose. We also have the Breach. Excuse me. They're going to lean on a discard spell, it looks like. Yep. They can't discard our Mesa or our Harvest, so we are definitely going to be able to play one of them. This is a good anti-control hand, basically. They get rid of a Harvest. Yeah. I understand that. Green. Yes. You're going to get Stomping Ground. One Harvest for a land. Your turn. Get another Stomping Ground after hitting a ton of cards. That was a close one. Okay. They're going to play a Ledger Shredder, it looks like. Alright. So they can't counter our stuff right now. Do I want to just try to hit a big Relay? I think so. Another Breach in hand. Stomping Ground, yes. Pyretic Ritual. Anamorphose. They get to shred. Red-green here. Strike it rich. Cast a Relay. We're going to draw 4 cards. Harvest, empty, Veil, Relay. That's pretty bad. Pretty bad. So we get to... We're going to get hit for 3. We get to cast the Abundant Harvest and have Veil Summer up, but that's about it. They're going to Inquisition us. They see the Underworld Breaches and a Grape Shot. Just going to get rid of the Grape Shot, most likely. Yes. Makes sense. Plays in now Spell Bomb. So we now only have, I think, 1 more Grape Shot. Yeah. One more empty, 1 more Grape Shot. Not looking too hot. Pretty sure we're going to lose now, but that's okay. We had a pretty sweet turn in the last game there, in game 2. Play a Death Shadow for 2. They get in for 4, put us to 11. We find a land. Harvest for a non-land. Pyretic Ritual. So that means we get to go Mountain, Pyretic Ritual, into a Relay. Do a redraw here. But we are probably not going to be able to win off these cards. Because we have Bauble-Morphos at Reckless Impulse. We don't have a cost reducer, and they have 5 in the air twice, so I think we're just dead. Let's wait until our turn and then scoop there. Expressive Iteration. They're iterating. They have 2 cards in hand. Slams in for 9. And then let's see if they just bolt us. Put us out of our misery, buddy. Yep, they got us. We will allow this to resolve and let our opponent have their fun. Donk. Well, that went pretty well overall. We got to do some sweet turns. And if we go back to the deck list, what people are talking about is like these cards, Galvanic Relay, Reckless Impulse. What do we want to be playing? Do we want to be playing the full 12 rituals, including the Strike of Riches, and max out on Relays and Grape Shots? Or do we want to play, more of a value plan? It's interesting, and we'll see how it goes. We might go and look into this deck again in the future, but I hope you enjoyed. It was my first Modern video, and I had fun, so we'll do it again. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you in the next one.